it's Wednesday night. I'm feeling pretty happy. I'm 2.5 days ahead of where I was supposed to be, and tomorrow I hit the halfway point, so yay. I'm being a little quiet because it is 9 o'clock at night. I'm in this kind of cool grassy campground with a lot of people in it, some who I recognize, but everyone's asleep. It's bizarre how early people go to bed here. It's because they all want to be hiking by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, but still, it's a lot of time. There's absolutely no partying. I've got, as you can see, some Christmas lights around my tent, which one person told me that I definitely have the coolest tent, so woohoo, I win that award. Yeah, anyways, I am going to try to tidy up this mess that I have in my tent, prepare for tomorrow, and then have a good night. Well, good morning. Today is day 5. I'm having a double portion of oatmeal because I'm hungry, I guess. Thought I'd be hungry. Slept pretty good last night, actually, and getting ready to be prepared for today, which is a shorter day, which will be nice. A little after 8 a.m., mountain time sunrise. Nice little warm-up hike this morning. I camped down in the valley below there as the sun's continuing to rise through the mountains. And over here, we've got a picture of the second highest peak in Corsica. I didn't climb it. The trail actually goes around it. The wind coming off this ridge is really quite something. It must be in the 50-60 kilometer range, and it blows you around quite a bit. I'm just wearing a slight shirt though, moving fast enough. I'm a little chilly, but not too bad. This is the type of experience that I came here for, so it's been good. Until today, I really haven't felt any significant wind. Today will be windy, I think, the entire day as I take the high route through the mountains, which I believe takes me up into these mountains over there. Then back down to the halfway point. I've been climbing for almost 2 hours now, near the top of this first climb. It's been a single climb. Jeez, it's been gorgeous. I'm day number 5 today. Energy levels are not as high as they have been in the past, so must be getting worn out. The first 4 days were very hard though. I doubled every single day. That's probably why as well. Anyways, I'm going to stay on the top of this and I have to decide if I take the easy route down or the hard way. I'm kind of leaning towards the hard way just because I've got a fair amount of time today and the weather continues to be in my favor. You turn the corner and this is what I got to climb up. So it's slow going, but every foot gets me a little closer. Campsite and moving up the ridge. Basically just follow the ridge to get Mount Rotundo in the distance there. have to scramble to the top of this, and that is the peak for today. Us on the right. Yes. There we go. Go up here. And the finish. Nope. Near. We are not alone. There's the sheep. Okay, this morning I started with sluggish legs, so I really didn't know this was possible, but managed to make the summit of this mountain. I climbed up with Paul, who I met along the way from France, and there's Paul and the cross. So here's Mount Rotondo, the second highest peak in Corsica, and I am not too far off the height of it. This is near the top of the mountain, and this is what I call shit mountain because it is absolutely full of sheep poop, and it smells like a farm. Okay, so the Alpine is interesting. This trail is not very well marked at all. There's little cairns and occasionally little yellow dots, but at the top of the mountain it's hard to know how to come off. I get turned around, but luckily I got GPS and 2 of them. I was able to figure it out, so I'm back on track to 1,500 meters, so about 3 CN Towers worth to get down to where I hear there's pizza. I see ahead there's a man who I saw at the summit. He's ahead of me, so that's a good sign. And I know I have 2 people behind me, so it's comforting for safety since this trail is much less traveled. So I'm descending down this mountain. I'm doing this cutout down this creek. And it's just insanely steep. And it's very rugged terrain. It's a little hard to follow. But I do see a little mark right there on the wall, which means that's the next marker. So I just have to make my way down slowly, down to it, and then we carry on. So this morning, as I was struggling up the mountain, it was handy to look down at my arm and see this little bracelet that I found. Never stop yourself, and I thought it was a good find because that's really the spirit you need to have on this trek. So this was the very steep section that had to come down. I'll check on the map later and add it as to how much of a drop that was, but that was very, very good. But there's a person in red right there for scale. It's quite the drop.
So, I don't know how to mark the occasion, but I'm 50%, baby! 50% done! A few short steps, and I'll be in town of Visanova and find some pizza and a beer or some wine and a place to stay. Let's see how we did today. It's dirt, that's not good for me. This bandage is coming off today. I think it's okay. Take these off. Yes, it's ready for a break, but I think my foot is okay. Well, it's not a bad one, but I finally got my first blister on my right foot, pinky toe. That's not an area I realized was of concern. So this is the stupid stuff that can really hang you up. So when I pulled my charger out of the charger at the last place, the adapter stayed there and this came with it. So now I have to try to figure out how to charge my devices. Good morning. So it's day 6 for me. It's 5:30 in the morning. Start hearing alarm clocks around the entire camp go off and headlights buzzing around as people start packing up camp. It's always nice at 5:30. The stars are still really bright. There's a full moon almost, but it's always not in the sky at this time of day. Sun will be up in an hour. Most people try to be on the trail before sunrise, so I might actually try to join them today because I potentially have a very long day today. So we'll see how it goes. Ready to take today's pills again. Today I woke up with my first sign of knee pain right along here, so I'm going to try wearing this knee brace today to help alleviate some of it. It's definitely caused from yesterday's descent of about 3 CN towers, and it was really steep. I've got signs. It's very small, but I've got a blister on this pinky from the descent yesterday, so I'm going to go with toe socks today and see how they work out. Good morning. It's day 6, just leaving the halfway point, Visanova. Had a lovely stop there, really enjoyed it. Met 2 Parisians and this girl from Romania who were all fantastic. We had dinner together. Fortunately, they drank and smoked before dinner. By the time I got down to pizza, they'd run out of pizza dough. But the owners of the shop were really lovely, and they had some lasagna, and I managed to scoop that up, the last lasagna. I ate a panini as well, and a glass of rosé wine. I have a paper cup because they were out of the red wine. So yeah, things are a little skim. Here is absolutely incredible. I actually got blown off for a second. I'm a little on the chilly side wearing just a t-shirt, but I think we're out of the wind pretty soon. This is the mountain I came down yesterday, of course. up here with my friend in the morning skies. It's gorgeous. It took us about an hour and 45 minutes to climb up to this pass. So at dinner last night, one of the French guys said that he could be done with the trail now. That now he's just feels like he's putting on miles, kind of like his attention span in general could be over, and now it's just to say he's done it and it's the challenge. And I gotta say, I'm very much the same way. Previously, I'd only camped 2 nights. I think last night was my 6th night. The camping's fine, I'm sleeping well, it's comfortable. They say when you're walking the GR20, you're never alone, and it's quite true. Although today I'm walking fairly alone. I could slow up enough and walk a little bit and walk with other people, but I kind of like the time to myself. But for example, last night at dinner, we were 4 people. We were hiking the trail alone, and we had great conversation and such, like we knew each other well, and met other people who were hiking alone. So it's kind of great that way. The way this trail's set up, you're constantly being brought together for where you sleep and where you eat, so you never really feel alone. In fact, my time's been quite busy because of the social aspects of the evenings. I don't even have any time to myself, barely time to send messages or read a book. I've got chats I've been wanting to catch up on. They're downloaded on my phone, but I haven't even had the time to look at them. So gives you an idea of how busy we are out here. And busy is good, makes time pass. A guy walking behind me, his friend said, I have a couple good books you need to read. Should take them. So he's carrying the Count of Monte Cristo Volume 1 and Volume 2 in his bag, and he's now half done and has not read a single piece of those books. I feel the warmth of the sun. It's actually cold and my hands are a little bit frozen from all the wind of the previous mountain pass. One of the common themes I get when I talk to people is, you're from Canada? You came this far? You must do something else in Europe. And then I say, no, just for the GR20. And they are amazed. There's not a lot of Canadians or North Americans. I've heard of some people that have met a couple, but there's definitely not many. And as small as the world is these days to me, I'm kind of surprised that people are like, wow, you came all the way from Canada. They also seem to say things like, why you have such good hiking in Canada, especially on the western side. But then I tell them about grizzly bears and such, and they seem to have I think that's a natural fear, and that the Corsican hiking is safe because there's no animals. And the other thing is the difference between using refuge versus the wild camping that's so dominant, and also the reservation system of Western US and Canada. I've been hiking for a little bit and then up this strenuous section and pop up onto a road. Gotta be honest, I hate roads. Makes me feel like I could have just driven here. Just leaving the Bergerie. I'd heard that they had great pizza, but I was too early to get any of the pizza, which means I missed pizza 2 days in a row. Just looking at the Mediterranean Sea here, and it's become a little bit more difficult, but out there in the distance to see, my naked eye can see it, is Monte Cristo Island off towards Italy. It's beautiful to watch the speed of the clouds move against the mountain backdrop. Not sure what's ahead, but something was making some really loud whining sounds. Don't know, maybe there's a horse being asked to walk up this or down it. So I just talked to some other hikers, and apparently that was a bull cow. It was quite aggressive and decided to actually even charge them. It happened in kind of in an area, you can see here we're crossing a road, so it was a little bit more open. Anyways, they ran away, so I didn't see the bull, but probably good anyways. The hiker seemed a little bit startled from the encounter. I just love looking out at this mountain range. It looks so rugged. Just came out of the forest and into the sun and the wind here. The wind feels good. I was just reflecting. I do think I'm really killing this for not having much training. I'm doing really well. This is day 6, well ahead of schedule, including climbing up an extra mountain I wasn't going to do. And the body's feeling pretty good. I got maybe a little bit of abrasion here. I gotta look at tonight, maybe tape it just to make sure it doesn't blister. But my hips are doing pretty good. My energy levels are still really high. This is a 30-kilometer day with a lot of climbing. I'm just kind of powering along. I can feel my Achilles in both feet a little bit. They're obviously tired, but they're holding up really well. And feet-wise, I'm not overly too concerned about any spots. My pinky toes are, my right one's a little bit sore. That's the one with the blister, but I don't really think about it very often, so things are doing quite well. And oddly enough, for someone who suffers like lower back problems on a regular basis, I haven't had a single bout of lower back issues at all on this trip. So maybe hiking's good for you. Never know. Just passed a German couple. They're pretty young in their 30s maybe, and he was off the trail. It was odd. He picked some mushroom. I'm like, what are you gonna do with that? He's like, I'm gonna eat it. I said, what about the one beside it? He's like, no, not that one. He says, that one will make you sick. So he said he was some sort of mushroom expert, and he had this like half-size grocery bag full of mushrooms he's gonna make soup with later today. So that's pretty cool. Got these chips at the last stop for €2. They're 150 grams, which makes me think we're being completely ripped off in Canada, because this was at the top of a touristy ski hill. There was a road, but it's rarely used. So anyways, it hits the spot right now. There's a lot of calories in chips, and I can always demo a bag of chips. When you've been hiking for 10 hours, and then you realize you still gotta climb up and over this mountain before the day is over. Also, I'm not sure what these cows are eating, but there's cows over here. It's my first really close look at the Mediterranean. So I'm a couple hundred meters from the end of the day. I think it's about 34 kilometers, 2,000 meters of climbing, a bunch of down as well. So it's been a big day. This was the day I was most nervous about, and I ended up feeling fine. I could keep going, but I'm ready for a break. It's been 11 hours. Yeah, ready for the refuge. Refuge to Prati. It's a beautiful setting. I've managed to catch dinner. I'm actually full from lunch, but I'm gonna do dinner anyways for the experience. I got myself a 3/4 liter of wine, so we're good. I walked in the door and met my German friends, so that's good. Nice to see familiar faces here. I thought I had lost them. The issue, as much as the weather's great and it's not totally that cold, it is windy. I've never seen wind like this before. Well, I have, but so I've had to pitch the tent pretty creatively. Got lots of extra rocks, pitched tight so no wind gets underneath of it. I'm actually going to get a couple more rocks. The Germans told me last night that they were camped up in a windy area, and the one guy's tent actually dislodged. He went rolling down the hill inside the tent and it got damaged. So they had to reset it up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So if I can avoid that, That would be best. Dinner's, of course, inside that that building there. And down below is the Mediterranean Ocean, so I've got quite a view. A bottle of wine, and we'll see how this turns out.